We've got to win this seat for the benefit of the 2nd District, Minnesota, and the country, and we need to get serious about that.
Absolutely, I'm ready to take on Angie Craig.
Certainly, I think I'm the most electable conservative candidate that's out there.
It's not the candidate with the most money who wins, it's the candidate with enough money and the best message.
Minnesota's 2nd Congressional District is considered nationally a U.S. House battleground for the general election because it's an open seat. But the Republican primary is proving to be a battle in itself. 4 candidates are vying to be the Republican on the ticket against lone Democratic candidate Angie Craig. Alpha News is giving you the chance to compare them side by side. Nationally syndicated radio show host Jason Lewis won the endorsement on May 7th. He thinks he's the strongest pick against Craig.
Electability. You've got to have name ID. You've got to be willing to take it to the enemy when it comes to politics. But you have to know the issues. You have to be prepared.
Former state senator and business owner John Howe, as well as business owner Darlene Miller, lost the endorsement to Lewis, but decided to stay in the race and take Lewis to a primary. Miller is banking on her business experience.
I think the big difference for me versus the other candidates is I am a small business owner. I'm a manufacturing plant owner. I know how to create jobs. I know how to meet a payroll, sign the front of a check, and I know how to balance a budget.
While Howe says his experience at the state capitol gives him the edge.
I'm the only one with legislative experience, and you can't have on-the-job training when you're talking about U.S. Congress. You need somebody who understands the system, somebody who can get things done.
The latest addition to the race, small business owner and veteran Matthew Erickson, is creating a stir, due in part to his controversial social media posts. This has some within the Republican Party questioning the validity of his campaign. However, Erickson says he's not only sincere, but more sincere than the other candidates.
They think they could get up there and just read off of a piece of paper of whatever their consultant told them to say because they calculated in a poll, these pollsters said, oh, this was what will work better. Well, you know, we've had politicians like myself, like Donald Trump, that prove that wrong. People want real people. They want a real leader who actually understands the problem.
While the candidates disagree on who should take on Democrat Angie Craig in November, they all agree on an issue on the minds of most Americans these days: gun control.
We need to start banning terrorism, not just the Second Amendment.
I am a very strong supporter of the Second Amendment and will continue to be so.
What one side will say is that, you know, we have to take guns out of our society. Well, that's not going to solve the problem. The problem is mental illness.
We have a Second Amendment that says the government shall not infringe. It's very clear.
The primary winner will have their work cut out for them. Craig announced that her campaign brought in more than $650,000, $450,000 of which came from donor contributions in the second fundraising quarter, leaving her campaign with $1.8 million of cash on hand. The primary for this race is August 9th. Be sure to subscribe to Alpha News as we continue to bring you coverage of this unpredictable race. For Alpha News, I'm Julia Erynn.